Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. This time of year can be a lot, and it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety about it, but adding something new and positive to your life can counteract some of those feelings. Therapy can be a bright spot amid all of the stress and change, something to look forward to make you feel grounded, and to give you the tools to manage everything going on. I've been using therapy for quite a while now, and I specifically have been using BetterHelp specifically because it's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to my schedule. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/genius today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius. Genius Brain listeners, give yourself the gift of insane savings this holiday season with Mint Mobile's best wireless deal of the year. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you'll get another 3 months for free. That's 6 months of premium wireless service for the price of 3. Mint Mobile lets you order and activate from home while saving tons on phone plans starting at just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. Seriously, I can't think of a better gift than turning an overpriced wireless bill into just $15 a month with Mint Mobile, my friends. It's freaking fantastic. Save that money, baby. What are you waiting for? For a limited time, buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 months free by going to mintmobile.com/genius15. That's mintmobile.com/genius15. New customers only. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by Fume. What is Fume, you ask? Fume is an award-winning flavored air device that gives you a better way to break your bad habits. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while breaking your habit. Start the holiday off right with the good habit by going to tryfume.com/genius and getting the journey pack today. Fume is giving listeners of the show 10% off when they use my code GENIUS to help make starting the good habit that much easier. Start the good habit at tryfume.com/genius to save 10% off the journey pack today.
What's up, y'all? My name is Uzuhan. I'm so excited for you to watch my new music video, Loverboy. It's the antidote to the red pill. Hope you enjoy the video. I'll see you on the podcast.
Whoa.
What a shame. Yeah. Yes, indeed. He's a lover boy. What a shame. Yeah. Yes, indeed. He's a lover boy. Wow. She left me high and dry. Still got no tears left to cry. Gave him my all I tried. How he used to treat me wasn't right. Yeah, ain't no love for a lover boy like me. That's right. When I love her, go deep. I can't play on these streets. Baby girl, I got places I gotta go with a room for two. I'm making moves, I know I'm ready to bloom. Shorty, I just want you. Our story could have been a fairy tale, but you fucked that up. We had a connection for real, but you fucked that up. Sometimes I believe it was my fault, but no, I had to let you go. I've been stuck in my head every day and night. Was it something I said that wasn't sitting right? Why don't you pick up the phone? Maybe I came out too strong. I won't apologize being me. Way too grown, I know what I want. I don't know what I should say. I don't know.
4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. We have Uzuhan here, formerly known as Jay Han. Also, my friend James Han, the rapper, the artist himself. Everybody, congratulations right here. Moved to LA. By the way, he was a fucking national chess champion. By the way, you fucking nerd, huh? What is that?
Yeah.
How did you start in doing chess?
Okay, so, I
call him a nerd because I'm actually jealous.
I really would have been a nerd. So, it's actually tragic to think about. Okay, so I was in chess club from, sophomore, junior, and parts of senior year-ish. And there's this one moment when I realized that being a nerd is not going to get me a girlfriend. I would have been a full-out nerd, probably a weeb at this point.
Well, how old were you when you realized this shit?
I was like a junior, okay? I was like a junior and I was hanging out. High school. Yeah. I was a junior in high school and we were hanging out with all these seniors, and we're like, man, these seniors are so cool, man. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know. I had this moment where I was like, wait, why do they keep hanging out with us? Don't they have girlfriends and stuff? And I realized they couldn't get girlfriends. And around that Junior year was when I was like,
you had one of those glass shattering moments where
yeah, I was like, oh, I want a girlfriend, man. Like, I don't think I can keep doing this like nerd thing. So I leaned into sports more, and it's like the biggest tragedy. Yeah, I mean, it definitely helped like get girlfriends. Yeah, but like now because being a nerd is cool. Like every time I walk around like Little Tokyo, I'm like, or whenever I go to those places where they play Dungeons and Dragons or Magic, and they're literally, it's so weird. I feel at home, but when people look at me, they don't think friend. They think stranger. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, this would have been me. This would have been me in another multiverse, you know? Like, I love card games and all that.
Dude, man.
You know?
I mean, like, high school is so different from when we were experiencing it and now, right?
Yeah,
like,
man.
It is the time of the nerd, and it feels amazing. I say this. I went to the anime convention, watching all these people be so happy doing what they do and what they love.
That's so beautiful.
And it made me so happy to watch them be happy. I mean, they stunk like hell, but
yeah, it's got a little smell. When you walk into like the Magic the Gathering tournaments,
there's a little stench.
You got a little, got a little under flap smells.
Like
you know?
For me, I get it. I love anime too, but I bathe. You know what I mean? I brush my teeth.
You take care of your body.
Yeah, I get mad. I get a little upset at them, right? I enjoy that they're enjoying themselves, but brush your teeth, guys.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
It's okay. You could watch One Punch Man and then one punch your teeth. I don't know. Do something. Fucking wash that shit. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It makes me mad, right? Because it's like there's no reason that you can't watch and enjoy this and still keep up hygiene.
Yeah, bro.
Right? And then I remember I said this on a previous podcast, and then one person wrote, he goes, maybe it's because of depression.
Depression.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah.
David, I want to die every day. Thanks. And I'm like, still bathe yourself, huh?
Yeah,
in your face. All right. You could be sad and then stink free, but what the fuck were we talking about? Oh yeah, you're a chess champion.
Yeah. When the Queen's Gambit show came out, I freaked out a little bit because. So when you play white or black, there's different openings that you have.
Yeah, I want to know everything. Don't be shy. Tell me everything. I know nothing about chess.
So like, you know what an opening is? It's like, okay, an opening is basically a premeditated sequence of, different moves that'll lead to a specific result and strategy that you want in the chess game. So for me, when I played white, I would always play the Queen's Gambit opening because I loved sacrificing my
what is the Queen's Gambit opening?
Queen's Gambit is just a sequence of specific movements. It's like the Queen's pawn goes up and then the C pawn moves up and then you sacrifice the space that the pawn occupies so that you can get better bishop and knight movements like, step 9, 10 later down the line, mid game and then end game, stuff like that.
So it's a strategy.
It's a strategy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like I used to read books about it. Like I read books about, because you gotta.
You're a tomato loser too, dude.
You gotta go through different iterations. Like people say they play, he plays chess, not checkers. It's like, yeah, I've been playing chess for a long time. Like my mind just kind of thinks that way. I'm thinking like 10 steps ahead, like always.
Yeah.
But I love it, man. I love that also. Like, I feel like I could be like a war general or something like that.
When I watch chess like on TV, right? I actually didn't know how fast it is. Like,
no, what do you mean?
Like when they were playing like speed chess or something?
But that's some bullshit. No, speed chess is not. Maybe it's different now. But like when I was in high school, like speed chess was not necessarily seen as like, oh, these are like, okay, when Bobby Fischer and all of them, they're not playing speed chess. They're playing an hour or 2 hour games.
Okay.
Because you got to be meticulous.
Yeah.
Speed chess is kind of like you've memorized sequences and you just kind of outwit the other person. So there's a certain.
So that's a certain type of chess playing.
It's like fast twitch muscles, and I don't know what the other one is, but it's just a different muscle that you're using. Yeah. So it's cool, but it doesn't. Someone who's really good at speed chess might lose all the time to somebody who's like really meticulous and memorizes and like thinks through like 13, 14 sequences ahead.
So when you were in high school, right, and then you were in the chess club, were there other girls in the chess club?
Yeah, a few.
Oh, it's like kind of like engineering. Like it's mainly all guys, and then you see one vagina float through, and you're like, "Thank God, dude."
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like into those gals. They're nice girls, but not
see,
for me.
This is the difference, though, right? I think when we were younger, we had our geekiness, right?
Yeah.
And then we would always try to strive for people outside of our geekiness, and it's just like. That doesn't work that way. You know what I mean?
Because now gamer girls or like girls in the gaming world, they're like very attractive.
Yeah, I think they've always liked this type of stuff, and they've always been that. But they're the ones that bathe. So, you know, like
It's true.
they were probably the same type. They were always pretty.
Yeah.
They just didn't brush their teeth.
Yeah.
And now because of the internet, right?
Yeah.
These girls, every girl from like 12 and up, they know how to do makeup.
It's kind of wild.
It's what I love going on TikTok and having this creature put on makeup and they look like a different person.
Yeah.
I'm not making a judgment on looks. I'm no prize myself, but I'm saying little Schmiegel puts on a little makeup and then all of a sudden Heidi Klum.
Yeah.
And it's crazy what makeup can do. It is an art. Well, all these people, they've always existed. They've always been in the, when we were doing, you know, whatever. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh when I was like, when I was 14.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, dude. But I stopped that shit after 14. I was like, enough is enough.
You did it way earlier than me. I stopped the nerdiness like mid high school. I missed out on a lot of
I was still a geek and a nerd. Like that didn't stop. I'm still a geek and a nerd now.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah,
I'm in that group. That's why I get to call it out because I'm a part of your community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll go anime, you know, 1 for 1 with anybody. You know what I mean? I'm that big of a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
However, like I said, you know, a little soap, a little this here and
deodorant.
there. But like I said, I enjoy when people love what they do. When I found out you're like a chess, so you're a chess champion. What does that entail?
We just went to a lot of tournaments, local tournaments in Maryland, and you know,
like
win
talk
some.
shit.
Yeah, but like you're playing like 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, you know, middle school protege kids. So what am I gonna do? I'm taller than everybody. I'm gonna intimidate a 10-year-old.
100%.
Yeah, I did that
Yeah.
too. Yeah. It was nice.
You
Whenever
better,
I beat
dude.
them, or sometimes
Yeah, if
because
you
I'm
beat
bigger
me in
than
chess,
them,
I'll kill you.
I know, like, there's this one time I intimidated this kid into not making the right move. Like, he was definitely gonna win. Like, he was killing me, but I started like whispering under my breath. I was like sending threats. I'm like, bro, I know where you live.
See this right?
Yeah.
That's my type of guy right there, dude.
Yeah,
I definitely would have done that. I wouldn't even have done it on the chess table. I would have found out where they lived before.
That's psychopathic, bro.
Yeah. I would have just showed up, just stared at them like, who is this guy? It's like, you'll know.
Yeah.
And then when we meet at the tournament, they see my face and they just turn fucking pale.
Yeah. Oh man. And we also played with clocks. So like after you make a move, you got to hit the clock.
Oh
and
yeah.
it stops your clock.
What is the point of the clock?
It's just to keep the whole match under 2 hours. So like you have an hour. Every player has 1 hour to make all your moves, like from start to finish.
Dude, a chess match is fucking 2 hours?
2 hours if you take the whole time. Yeah. But sometimes, you know, people like to move fast and then they make blunders and stuff. And then, you know, one time this one kid was so nervous and I kept intimidating him. He forgot to hit the clock. So after he made the move, he just like sat there and I was like staring into his eyes. And he was like,
that's crazy.
not doing
dude.
anything. I think I burned like 20 minutes. 20 minutes off of his 1 hour clock. So like and it was like earlier in the game, you know? So I was like, oh shoot, I might win. I ended up losing because he was like way smarter than me. But hey, I got the 20 minutes off. I just stared into his soul and he was just like,
Just scared shitless?
Yeah.
Dude, you should have fucking gave him some real threats. Like once you hit your thing, it's his turn. It's like, I fucking dare you, dude.
Dude,
I fucking dare
I'm not
you.
that clever, man.
No, I fucking dare you to make the right move. Go ahead. The right move might be the wrong move, little bitch.
Yeah.
Did you get in trouble for that?
For making threats?
Yeah.
No, nobody heard me. I whispered it.
Hell yeah, dude. You should just wrote little notes of like a drawing of you fucking his mom.
You know, sometimes, you know, the only way to real flex,
Yeah, you know
like one
doggy
time,
style?
my friends, we would use like when you make when you move a checkmate, we would always do like a little W. It's nerdy as shit. We'd just be like, oh, here's my last move.
That's fucking hilarious. That's fucking funny, dude.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a world I don't fucking
It's so
know about.
nerdy to do that.
Yeah,
We're like,
but look, think about it like this, right? You say it's nerdy, right? But basketball players do the same shit, but it's just in a different sport.
Yeah, that's true.
So why the fuck wouldn't you do that shit in chess?
Yeah.
I would have got my dick hard and moved that shit with my dick. Fucking,
That's gnarly.
yeah, you like
Dude.
that? You fucking like that shit, bitch. There's only
love
like
that.
other nerds, so my dick won't get hard, so I can slap it away. Come on, it's the final move. Don't do this. Ready. Duh, I would have been a fucking menace.
you would have been a menace.
Yeah,
I see
People
it.
would have wrote about me in articles in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And you couldn't say shit because I'm just killing everybody at chess.
Damn, bro.
Dude, I'm going to start chess and start fucking up some 11-year-olds.
You should.
Oh, but if I
honestly.
lose, it
about
looks
cheating,
really
though?
bad. Huh?
The cheating with chess?
There's cheating?
Yeah. There was a guy who cheated against Magnus Carlsen with it was like a
like
vibrating
an earpiece?
butt plug.
Vibrating
Yeah.
butt
No,
plug?
I have
Yeah. It was like
he put it in a kid?
no.
Oh.
In his up his butt, right? And he was cheating against Magnus Carlsen to beat him. Like Magnus Carlsen is the #1 chess player in the world.
Yeah.
And so what he did, or this is
I heard about this
accusation. You did hear about this,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like every time he would make a move, like his butt would start vibrating to be like, this is the best move you could possibly make in that situation.
Wow. Damn. That's a winner though, dude.
He's got the hard R.
That's the hard R.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I'm telling you. People, listen, that's going to be a t-shirt. You got the hard R.
Yeah.
Dog. And then it's just going to be a picture of me drooling out of my mouth. Dude, let's go, dude.
Yeah,
Who's
bro.
down to buy that shirt and get canceled? Yo, nobody's going to know what that means either.
God.
Hey, what does the hard R mean?
Deep cut, bro. Yo, that's the kind of fandom.
You got the hard R in your heart.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking tight. But see, the level of excellence, in order to be met, you have to go to those fucking extremes.
Yeah.
You have to sit there for 2 hours and get butt fucked.
Yeah.
Just so you could be the best chess player on earth. Do you have that to become the best rapper on earth?
Possibly.
Dude. He says that. I hit this button. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
I was doing Kegels as you asked me.
That's crazy, though. Like, I've never...
Yeah.
You know why it's so cool to hear that? Because I don't think I've ever reached a level of certain excellence at anything outside of like kind of what I do, right? Prior to this, prior to me trying out comedy, doing YouTube or whatever that it is, and even then I wasn't at the upper echelon, but I got up to like 1 million plus subscribers.
Yeah.
So that in and of itself was probably one of the more successful things that I did, but it was always later in life.
Right.
As a young kid, I have none of these stories. Like if somebody asked you, oh, what were you great at, when you were younger? It's a blank, dude.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing that I was good at. So when I talk about they go, oh, you're so talented. I was like, maybe, but you didn't know me when I was younger.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I had zero talent at everything. Like I don't have a story like you where it's like, oh, I was a part of a chess champion group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Threatening little kids. I don't have none of that shit.
Damn, that was like that was my way to like create significance for myself though, because I felt so like nobody.
So when you went from that transition to this, to what, basketball?
Yeah.
Did girls start talking to you more?
I was still fat and short, so like it wasn't really working for me.
Yeah, never mind then. Dude.
Yeah, it wasn't a true transition. It was a mental transition.
Chest, it was the fat and short thing.
Yeah. I think that was the issue.
You fucking just burned all your friends and your relationships. You're the reason why I'm not getting pussy. And you play basketball, and it's the same thing. Oh, yeah. I'm ugly.
I hit my growth spurt though in senior year of high school.
What?
So yeah, things changed.
How tall were you before?
I was like 5'6".
You went from 5'6" to 6 feet?
Yeah.
That's insane. Your knees must have hurt like a bitch, huh?
I don't even remember. I just remember my voice started dropping, and I was like, "Damn, I feel like a man now."
Oh shit!
Yeah,
dude.
I was just excited to like lose all the baby fat and stuff like that.
You had your trans moment. That's great, dude.
It became a they them.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So you that's amazing, man. So okay, so you had your transformation. You went into sports. Then how did you get into fucking music? Where's that?
So for me, I grew up in Silver Spring, Maryland, and I was around a lot of like Black and Latino kids. Not many like people like me. So the way we bonded with each other was like hip hop music and the whole culture. So that's kind of my foray into like music and all that. It was just like it became my identity. In like middle school, I like considered myself to be like hip hop. Like one of those school prompts that's like James is blank. And people will be like, James is, that was true. That was true though, but my ass wrote hip hop, like back in the day. Cause it was like the thing that gave me significance, like on a big picture, like if you look at it, it was either listen to white people narratives. And narratives.
Italian, he's fine.
Italian. Oh, you're right. Like it was either listen to like music and culture from the white perspective or the urban Black perspective or whatever. So it was my way to relate to other people and find connection. And that was kind of. And then when you're around rap and hip hop, like you always want to make your own lyrics up. So that was kind of my way to like process my thoughts.
Did you ever like battle rap people in high school?
I wanted to, but I was so afraid. There's
too much material. You're short and fat, dude. They would have just burned your ass, dude.
Yeah, I wasn't confident enough to like burn people back.
Could you do it now?
battle rap.
Yeah.
I think I could roast people a little bit, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm clever to battle rap like that. I'm good at like maybe making catchy phrases and top lines and just talking about my emotions.
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
not gonna work. That dude. Never
Yeah,
mind,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
No,
Little
never
soft
fucking
boy.
mind, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, listen, I was crying in my room.
Yeah, like going on like wilding out.
It's like, excuse me?
Wilding out I would not do well in something like that. I'm not witty enough to be like that. I just have like my like roast per minute. It's like a very low,
Wild N' Out's
RPM.
it's such a it's like a different beast though, because I was supposed to be on when Wild N' Out came out when they refreshed. I was supposed to be in that first season of the refresh.
Oh.
Yeah, I said no. I denied it. So yeah, because I started up this thing called JK News.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
just started that, and it was that versus that, and then we're not gonna talk about pay, but they were offering fucking pennies. And if you stuck with them long enough, then you made good money later on. But
Sure.
this.
That's why a lot of them are still on.
Yeah, it was either work for them or just work on the 7-figure company. It's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this with my friends.
For sure. Way
So
more fun.
I decided to do that, and then Tim took the place
Yeah.
that I was supposed to fill, and then Tim fucking killed it. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't have never done as good of a job as Tim did on that show.
Tim was very, very good on it. Like I loved his presence in it. He had like good taste. Like,
He
delivery
fit
was so
so
good.
fucking well in that
Yeah,
show, dude.
yeah,
There
I
was
love
no
that.
way I would have filled that shoe as well as he had. It was a
and it's
way
hard,
better move.
actually, like musicians. If you notice, like rappers and musicians who go on Wild Now, the delivery of like how comedians do it, it's not the same. It's always
different. It's improv.
It's a miss.
It's improv, you know what I mean? It's stage presence, right? And you'll see this now too, where I don't remember who this guy was. I always fuck up his name, so I don't want to fuck up his name. But he was the another kid who was online. He was like a YouTube kid that they
Asian
were trying
guy?
to. He was trying to fulfill Tim's role.
Gum,
Yes,
rice gum.
yes, that kid, and he did
Oh
terrible.
yeah, it was really unfortunate.
And that's the thing too. Like when
Yeah.
you're comfortable performing in your own room, screaming to a camera when nobody's there, it's different when you have to perform on stage. And then,
Bro, have you seen TikTokers or people who are like just like social media famous try to perform in
it's
real life?
bad.
Have you seen examples of it?
Yes.
I saw a few for the first time, like the past few years, and
it's bad.
I'm like, wow, they're truly just performing for this,
Yeah. Well, like, look, there's no jump cuts. There's no
Yeah.
stopping and then looking back at the footage and changing what you're saying.
Yeah.
You have to be entertaining and a really dope personality on the spot. And most people now are not that, right? Because like I said, we talked about it. You're creating a persona behind the camera, right? And guess what? You have to be consistent throughout a whole show. You have to be witty. You have to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And when I told my other actor friends too, they would feel a certain way about TikTokers and all these other people being successful and doing what they're doing, and now they're coming in and taking their quote unquote roles. And I told them they will never take your role.
Yeah.
They're not good at what you do. You're not good at what they do.
Yeah.
They can't do what you do.
Yeah.
They're gonna come in, they're gonna get those few auditions, and they will never book anything. And even if they do, they'll get one opportunity, they'll fuck off and disappear.
Right.
Because they're starting to realize, oh, I actually have to do real work here.
Yeah.
And then now I can't control my own space. I have to be good in the now. And that is so fucking hard. Going on stage, making jokes and being entertaining is not for everybody.
Yeah.
There's a select few that are really fucking good, like the Logan Pauls and all those guys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They're good
yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
But they're rare. But they always had a dream to go outside.
Right.
Some of these guys, they just wanted to be famous here. They never really talk to people. They don't really have friends, but they have a great online community.
Yeah.
And so their online community presence is always huge.
Do you feel like it's important for artists or people who create to like go be outside and see what connects with people? Do you think that's important?
It's important as a human being, I think, but in terms of your actual creative space, I don't fucking know, right? Because things have changed so much. I would say it was important maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I could say definitively 7 or 8 years ago, but now Twitch streamers, they stay in their room and they record 14 hours a day and they don't have to do anything. But then you'll see them like in public, and it's just like they don't make eye contact. They're not really looking at you. They're being super awkward. It's just because they don't know how to talk to a person. And when they do talk to a person, they overdo it. They're the most obnoxious person in the room because they don't know how to react and they think that they're special. So they just try to be this big fucking character,
Yeah.
And it's just, it's weird, right? I don't know what this next generation is going to be like. I can only hope that there's like an emphasis on like being a human.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I
they're
love
doing,
that.
like I always talk about this pendulum. Pendulum swings this way, pendulum will swing right back.
Yeah. Because there's so much online activity now. I mean, the pendulum's going to swing to like where you just want in-person experiences.
Yeah.
Where like like, don't film this shit. Just like be here and be present.
You know, there's a new trend now where the trend is somebody started. It's like, hey, this is the new trend. It's a challenge. Don't use your phone for the first hour in the morning. Like, that's a challenge, bitch. And like, people are failing. These kids are failing. They're like, I can't do this. They're like, I can't do this.
Oh my God.
Like, that's not even a challenge. If I told you I could give you $1,000 and you had to do this for a month, I think you could do it.
I could do it.
Like, here's $1,000 for the first hour. Don't touch your fucking phone.
Easy. I'll just stuff it away somewhere.
Exactly. They can't do it. They literally feel like they're fucking dying.
Yeah.
So it's the wildest thing to me. I'm like, I almost thought that it was like a joke or a prank, but it's a literal thing that younger people are doing because they're so addicted to their phones.
Yeah.
It's become a part of them. It's an extension of them. If they don't have this phone, they're pretty much fucked. You know.
Crazy.
So like for me and my wife, when we go to the hot tub at night, we don't bring our phones. We just sit there. We fucking sweat to death and we talk to each other.
Yeah,
we have like
it's
an hour
beautiful.
conversation.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do, right?
Yeah.
But the moment a phone's there, I'm gonna be on my phone scrolling through bullshit, writing notes, writing bits and stuff like that. So
I mean, if you have infinity in your pocket, like, why would you want to give that up?
yeah, that's true too. I mean, I guess I can't really blame them, right? Because it's why not if it's right there. You know, what I did want to ask you about, and I did ask him before this podcast, and this is very important to me because there's so many things that are just kind of jumbled up in this topic, right? When you first started as a rapper, did you start off as a Christian rapper?
I did.
Okay. Why did you choose that route?
At the time, I was just very religious, very passionate about it, you know, in my own personal life. So I figured that was the only way for me to express myself. And I teamed up with Sam Mock and another guy, Chung, and we made a Christian rap group. And actually, we toured the whole world from like 2010 to 2016. So like, wow. It like was a whole thing. We actually, at one point in 2013, 14, we were getting courted by labels in Nashville, like Christian labels. Like, you know Laura Daigle? Have you heard of her?
No.
She is like the Christian Adele.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah. Like at the time, we were going to be like, if we were to get signed, we would have been like the same freshman class, you know? Yeah. Or another, have you heard of Toby Mac? Toby Mac, yeah, like Toby Mac was like a big innovator, you know, at the time. Like those labels were courting us and they're like, we love your music. It's so innovative at the time because we were mixing like rap and like melodic jazz stuff, you know, like the kind of stuff. You heard some of the amp stuff back in the day. And ultimately they were like, hey, I don't think this could work out. We just don't know how to market you. Don't know how to market you. So, you know, they didn't say it, but they said it.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, oh, writing's on the wall. I see. Why can't you market us? You know, and they're like, we don't know. You know, we love the music so much, but we just don't make sense. So, you know, like, I mean, to answer the question, like I stayed in that Christian music world because that's all I knew, you know, as the years went on. But I realized for me, like, I actually don't, I removed myself from the Christian music and world and just wanted to do the general music market because I wasn't making music for like religious Christian people anymore. You know, if anything, like my mission back in the day was to like, you know, as a young, zealous Christian boy, I wanted to reach those who were not Christian or meet people who like wanted to have real conversations about life and religion and stuff like that. And I kind of was unable to find those people in the Christian music space. It was when I started doing like more general market stuff where I was at bars, random venues, you know, meeting people, you know, and connecting with them as humans. That's when I started having real conversations because, you know, people would just be like, yo, you know, you went through a lot of shit, but like, how can you stay like this, blah, blah, blah. Or that's like a very typical conversation. I'll be like, oh, I don't know, you know, I go to church and you know, I just like keep it real simple. And they're like, why you go to church? And I'm like, because I
don't want to go to hell like you.
How
about that, huh?
Hey, look, you know, whatever it takes. Yeah, you know, so I enjoy those conversations because I love having like personal, one-on-one, real connection with humans. You know, that's what I always cared about, apart from music.
Was it a hard switch to go from Christian music to regular? Because, you know, it is it's a different circle, dude. You're talking about
like,
praising
I've
the Lord.
lost a lot of fans along the way. I've lost a lot of
they're like heathen.
Kind of. I mean, it's not like, okay, the music I'm coming out now, they're going to really not like it. Like, because I'm just like full on raw, authentic.
Fucking your mom, fucking your dad.
Not even,
fucking
bro.
your grandma.
Yeah. All that shit. Yeah.
Tight,
all
dude.
that, bro. Yeah. So I just get messages from people who are like, your lyricism used to be so good, but then you start cursing and now it's not as good.
And then you write to them what? Suck my dick.
I just say thank you very much for your opinion.
Oh, you're very kind.
Yeah.
Dude, I once wrote to a fan and then he unsubscribed from me because he wrote something along the lines of, he goes, oh, you used to be really funny, but all you do is make fun of people, which is what I've been doing for fucking ever. And
yeah,
then,
you're a great roaster.
And I wrote back to him, I was like, when you pee, you dab your dick with a napkin. And then he unfollowed me immediately. And that's what I do.
Napkin has a lot of plies on them.
Hey, I tell him, man.
It soaks up a lot.
Yeah, and so I just kept responding to people that way. But for every subscriber I lost, I gained like 100. So I was like,
okay.
Well, because like also too, you know, I don't care.
Yeah.
I can't care. I just have to. If I make fun of somebody or something, right? And by the way, I make fun of myself way more than I do other people, right?
You have to.
Right? And I come from a world where making fun of you is healing because everybody can fucking get it, right? It shows that everybody is fucking flawed and nobody's better than anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, and we do it to like a certain degree, right? Certain people can't handle it, so we don't give them too much, right?
Yeah.
But if, you know, you create content and they're like, well, now you're hurting my feelings because the people you made fun of, I'm in that group. Hey, suck my dick from the back.
But you know why I actually, damn, it's long enough for that?
Yes.
Hey, respect. Boy, capping. No, but do you know why? I'm actually grateful that I get emails like that and messages because at least people feel something. What I noticed with the music that I was making up until this point, there are a lot of people who rocked with me because of the message, and I'm so grateful for them. And I still am a Christian, you know, like my religious beliefs are still the same. But I started noticing that I didn't think my music, at the core of it, its utility, it should make you feel something. It is a mood altering drug. It should make you feel.
Yeah.
Better, worse, it doesn't matter. Osmosis, if you feel depression, there's a whole bunch of things you need music to be. Create a mood, whatever. I felt like my music was starting to just be frictionless. And it was tied to like my past relationship and like, you know, I felt like I was losing myself, you know, deteriorating myself and losing who I was. And I started becoming this person that didn't want to offend anybody.
Oh, that's a tough place to be in.
Yeah.
Dude. People who do that.
Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. Mental health is mental wealth, my friends. And if you're working on your physical health, you should be working on your mental health as well. Because I know that when I'm not right in the head, everything else kind of falls apart. So I start there first, and it really helps with everything else in my life. You know, this time of year can be a lot, and it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety about it. But adding something new and positive to your life can counteract some of those feelings. Therapy can be a bright spot amid all the stress and change, something to look forward to make you feel grounded and to give you the tools to manage everything going on. And listen, therapy has been a great tool in my life. And, you know, just things just be getting heavy sometimes. I just need somebody to talk to. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/genius today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius. Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by Mint Mobile. Give yourself the gift of insane savings this holiday season with Mint Mobile's best wireless deal of the year. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you'll get another 3 months for free. That's 6 months of premium wireless service for the price of 3. Mint Mobile lets you order and activate from home while saving tons on phone plans starting at just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. Seriously, can't think of any better gift than turning an overpriced wireless bill into just $15 a month. By the way, with all that money that you're saving, next holiday comes around, buying gifts will be a lot easier. There's just easy money in your bank by saving. I love it. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily and effortlessly with eSIM. Or if you need a new device for a limited time, get 6 months of free service when you buy a select device and plan. See, Mint Mobile has got your back for a limited time. Buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 months more for free by going to mintmobile.com/genius15. That's mintmobile.com/genius15. You customers only. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
That always end up being the most miserable person ever.
And that's what I was.
Yeah, because like you're always being tugged by personal opinion all the time. It's like, I'm going to do this. Oh, but what if somebody says this?
Yeah.
I know people like that, right? And those people are the ones that I fucking hate the most. And the reason why is because those people are always the most dishonest people I've ever met in my fucking life. You have no foundation to stand on.
Yeah.
Everything you say, do, and feel is based on everybody else. So what you say to me now will change tomorrow because somebody else said something. And I hate people like that.
Yeah.
I have a buddy of mine who my wife hates, right? She fucking hates this guy. And I understand.
Yeah.
Right?
He got no spine.
No, this is different.
Oh.
He has a spine. But she doesn't understand why I'm friends with him. And I told her it's because of this. This guy in my life has been this guy, always. Rain or sunshine, he's still the same person.
You got to respect that.
You may not like everything that he says, but I know what to expect out of him because he is always honest. And I'll take honesty over everything because at least if you do something stupid, I can either say it to you or I can navigate around you because you're not switching sides all
How
the
do
time.
the honest stay alive in LA? You're going to get burned to the stake. That's what I've always been told.
You just get blacklisted like me, dude. And then and then you just end up creating your own community.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
You don't need to like bow to everybody, right? You have your own community, and your own community will support you and help you thrive in the best way possible. I know for myself, I will never get to the heights that a lot of people think that I can be because there's something that I have to take away from the things that I love in order to get to that point, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I refuse. Like I said, if this whole shit explodes, right? YouTube disappears tomorrow, I'll just go work a job.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who the
Yeah,
fuck cares?
yeah,
I
yeah.
literally don't fucking care.
Yeah.
There are people who are so tied to like this image of who they are. Like, this is who I am. If I don't have this, I'm nothing. No, because guess what? I'm going to die eventually.
Yeah.
You're going to die. I'm going to die.
1000%.
I let go of the idea of legacy a long time ago. I used to be stuck on legacy so fucking hard.
What did legacy mean for you?
Like, for me, it meant that everything that I'm doing now, people will appreciate for years and years and years, and I'm gonna put a stamp on this earth that people will never fucking forget. Guess what? That never happens for anybody. Anybody. You could say like, oh, well, people still talk about these people in history. Yeah, they do. They don't give a fuck about them though. It doesn't really affect their lives like
And it's
that.
going to dissipate once like their lifetime, like the lifetime of the people who care now.
Yeah.
Like it's going to slowly fade into the ether.
Best thing I ever heard was like, legacy is the dumbest thing on earth because the only people that get to appreciate it is everybody but you. When you die, you don't get to appreciate the legacy.
Did you hear
made.
what Kanye said about like sidewalks or whatever? He was like, the person who created the sidewalk, genius. I want to become like that because you don't know who it is, but everyone gets the benefit, and you like created something that was like valuable.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that's. I mean, Kanye is one of my favorites. You know, I don't know how you feel about him, but
I
like
don't
him.
know anything. He makes me laugh.
Yeah, he's wild. He's wild.
Bush hates
I like
black
that.
people.
Yeah.
Best thing he's ever said. Literally the funniest thing he's ever said, dude. This was a stand-up
man.
comic, dude.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah, yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. Pure comedy.
Yeah, but like, you know, that whole thing too is just when I had that moment, it was very liberating, right? Because I kept on trying to do things that were too artsy, too whatever. I was like, why don't you just do things that you fucking enjoy, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I started this podcast. When I was doing this podcast, not everybody was doing podcasts. It was not that many people.
Yeah.
And I lost like 1 million subscribers. Like, people left.
On YouTube.
Yeah. They just like, I'm not here for this stuff. You were here. I was like, cool, but I can't dictate what I do in life based on what you want from me.
Yeah.
And I'll be miserable.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be so fucking miserable. And now I love podcasting. It's like the best thing I've ever done because I get to sit here and just talk shit with people that I normally don't get to see.
Yeah.
You know, when I was out making these like vlog contents or whatever, it required a lot of money, a lot of production, and it just got tiring and boring at the same time. And I just didn't fucking care about it.
Yeah.
So for me to be able to shift things and do the things that the way I want, like I said, if I live and die by what everybody else says, nothing is going to get done, dude. And I'm the one that's losing.
Yeah.
So it's like these people who told you that this is where you were supposed to be. Do you think they're going to be fans for you forever? They probably won't, right? There are fans that I have that are longtime fans, but I think they also appreciate that I just do what I want to do. They weren't there for because of these videos. They're there. Oh, I like him.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to watch his journey all the way.
Yeah.
So
Go
I
for the
focus
ride.
on the 10,000 instead of the million now. And it's probably one of the best things I've ever done. Like, it feels amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damn. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Inspirational.
I mean, for you, right? The other thing I want to tie this into, like, you went from a Christian rapper to this, and especially like growing up in like a traditional Christian family. I mean, you recently went through a divorce, right?
Yeah.
And like, how does that affect you? How did that affect your music? How did that affect your personal relationship with your parents? Like the religion thing, because there's such a packaged thing.
Well, my parents aren't actually. I didn't grow up Christian. So yeah. So religion was something I discovered like in high school.
Really?
Yeah. So
Was it
my
a girl?
parents,
Was it a girl?
No, I wish.
Oh, usually it is.
No, because when I think just the way I was created, I in middle school I was like, what's the purpose of my life? Why do I exist?
In middle school?
Yeah. In middle school. That's why my parents, you know, they joke. They're like, oh, he's the emotional one. Because I was always like, what's the purpose of all this? You know,
Dude, my kid's an alien. That's what I would think, dude. If my kid came up to me at the age of 11 going, what is life? I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have to kill this kid.
Yeah,
This
no,
kid's a
I'm
fucking
serious.
demon.
Like, it was like in middle school when I was like, so life, the way it's described to me is, I'm born, I go to school, I get a job, get a house, get old, die. Like, I kind of saw it that way, and I was like, that's kind of a bleak existence. There has to be more. So like for me, I wanted to find more meaning in my life as a middle school kid. So that's why for me, like what I mentioned earlier, like the hip hop community allowed me to like get a different vantage point on what life could be, you know, and maybe I could find myself in that. And I did, you know, and from there, you know, like hip hop as a community and music and all that, like, you know, it did its thing and inspired me and allowed me to learn more about myself, you know, but like it wasn't enough. Like for me, like religion helped me to like ground myself and find a pathway for like an elevated existence or transcendence. You know, it gave me a path to that. You know,
Why Christianity?
for me, I was introduced. I was invited to a church in high school in 9th grade,
Okay.
and I started going. At first, and I grew up in like a Black and Latino neighborhood. You know, so it was my first foray into like an Asian American community, you know? So first of all, it was just like a community center of like, you know,
And when you just
Asian-
walked in, you were like, dude, look at all this ass.
Yeah,
My
kind of.
God,
I was like,
God
damn.
is real.
I was like, look at all these girls,
And
man.
you just fucking just buried your
Yeah.
face in their shit. Praise the Lord.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. 1000%, man. Yeah, and there were like older dudes who were like young types, you know, like people I could aspire to be, you know, like it was just like a whole big experience. So that just kept me there. And then as I like learned more about the like teachings of Jesus, I was like, man, this is solid to me. And I once I got into college, I studied other religions too. And for me at the time, you know, my studies I just felt like it was
like-
kind of
that's such
lacking
a-
for me.
I've never had an experience like that because I was born into the religion, right? Because my father's a pastor and the whole community is Christian. So I've never fell into a religion after not believing anything.
Yeah.
So it must be like a weird enlightening experience to feel that.
Yeah.
Right?
Question for you being like a pastor's kid, like, did going to church ever feel like a chore?
Oh,
Were you
100%.
like
it felt
doing the
a chore.
dishes? It's like similar, you know, or like mowing the lawn.
You kind of go through these motions, right? It's like you don't go there because of God. You go there because you've just been going there your whole fucking life. And so it's routine, you know, It's like, what's Sunday for? Sunday's for church. You go to church, and Sunday, like they would make food after church was over. You get the plate, they look at you, they see how fat you are, they double up your plate, you go down, you eat that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You praise the Lord, and then I would pretend to praise God because I just didn't care for it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then later on, as I got older, now religion is a choice.
Yeah.
You don't have the routine.
No, you
Now it's
don't.
like, oh, if you want to go to church, you go to
Yeah,
church.
choose.
If
Yeah.
you want to say you love God, believe God, then that's a choice, right?
Yeah.
And
Stand on it.
for the longest time, I just didn't care, right? And even now, I'm what you call the lukewarm Christian, right? It's the threat that they would always say in church. Yeah, no, lukewarm. Yeah, you lukewarm. It's a lukewarm Christian. They always say that shit to me, right? They're like lukewarm. I'm like, yes, I am. All right.
Yeah.
But now for me, like what I figured out, what I didn't like about church was simply just sitting. I hate sitting.
The Socratic method only goes so far.
I just sit there. I would itch. Now it's like if I listen to a sermon, I don't go to church. Well, I do go to church every now and then just because I like being around nice people.
Yeah.
You know, they just make you feel better.
Yeah.
And then they come up, they go, good morning. I'm like, hey, good fucking morning to you, bitch. And you fucking shake their hand, praise the Lord. They slap them in the ass and you walk away.
Yeah.
And then you're kicked out of the church.
Yeah.
But then I go there for that little recharge, but most of the time I'll listen to a sermon in my earbuds and walk because I pay attention better.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting, I can't pay attention. I don't know what they're saying.
It's hard, bro. Honestly, like I talk about it with some friends. Like church would be a different experience if it was like a block party or like a picnic or something more engaging. Because I say this because there was a church I went to, and for a long time, like I saw people all the time, and we make time on Sundays to be there.
Yeah.
I realized in the years I went, I never knew anything about this dude. Turns out he was like a really cool guy. Never got to know that much about him. But I thought that was like an atrocity. Like I always saw him every Sunday, and we never made time because like, especially in like the Western American church, people just go in and out. You know, you just do your little information download and that's it. There's no actual like there's little community building, except in like immigrant churches. They're really good at that because they're loitering.
They're a little too nosy though, dude. These motherfuckers know everything about you.
That's true.
They fucking all up in your fucking business,
I mean,
man. There's so many.
Isn't that community though? Isn't that like being involved? You know, like.
Yeah, but sometimes they just need to shut the fuck up. Like because I grew up in my dad was a pastor and stuff, and I was a youth minister for a bit too, and they're just all up in your shit all the time, dude. And I hated that shit. They're like. And they would the thing, and look, I always paint a bad picture of Christianity. I'm only talking about the bad stories because they're the most entertaining. The good stories is boring as shit, dude. Right? The bad stories are the best.
Yeah.
So like they're would always
spicier.
Yeah, they would always do this shit too. Like in it's universal across all Korean churches too, maybe Asian Americans or even other churches. But they would always use God and they would weaponize him to get free shit out of you. And I hated that.
Oh.
So it's like let's say there was like something. Let's say I am a painter. Right, I paint homes, and they go, "Oh, can you paint the church?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, we'll work on the price." They go, "No, do it for free." It's like, "Why?" It's like, "Because this is for God." And I'm like, "Yeah, bitch, but I got bills to pay, ho.
Yeah,
the fuck are you talking about?
That's backwards.
What the fuck are you saying, dude? I ain't Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm one of his followers.
Yeah,
pay me, ho.
Yeah,
you know."
yeah.
But then you can't even ask for it, and they make you feel like a bad Christian, right? And this is where sometimes that hardcore community becomes too harsh because Korean people like to gossip. So, did you hear? David doesn't want to paint for the Lord.
Yeah.
You know. He's not painting for Jesus Christ. He only paints for himself. Yeah. That's a sin.
Sinner.
That's an evil right here. You know, it's the inside of the heart. So that's the number one death right there. You know, and then they would tell that person, and somebody else would come back, and then this other old Korean lady would come up to me. You don't want to paint for Jesus, right? I was looking at her, bitch. Why don't you paint for fucking Jesus? You got fucking two wrists and hands. The hell are you talking about? But then there would just be this thing that would happen, and this is where sometimes the community gets too harsh, right? I'm not saying that's how it always is, but for a lot of Korean people that went to Korean churches, they dealt with this shit all the time.
That is a common
and I fucking hated it. I hated it so much. So for me, going into a church, listening to a sermon, getting the good word, absorbing that shit, doing my good mornings, what's going on, here's a couple of bucks. Yeah. God bless you. Walk out. I feel great. Right. The moment they start seeping into my personal life, where I go like, "Ooh, I got like little PTSD." You know. So
especially from your with your background, I totally understand.
That's why for me too. Like when I was asking you about the whole like divorce thing too, dude. When a Korean church gets a whiff of a divorce,
oh, bro,
sinner.
Yeah.
You know.
An unfortunate thing about that is like I haven't gotten too much of it, but you know, like if people don't have any context about who you are. If they know you're divorced, they're like, "Oh, it's probably your fault, guy."
Yeah,
you know? That's I don't know if it's a Korean church thing. It's just maybe just like an American culture thing.
Yeah,
but that's like a little bit of pressure and like, you know, a little thing that I felt, you know, post divorce.
Like I've definitely, you know, with my wife too, we've had our situations where we talked about on the podcast where we had this moment where I was going to leave her. Right.
Yeah.
For you. What gets to that point of you pulling that trigger, right? Because I don't know what that's like. And I've been almost to that point, but then we reconciled our differences and we got better from it. So for you, what was that thing?
So, I mean, honestly, like it wasn't my choice per se. Like that was not my solution that I wanted. I was strong-armed into it.
Yeah.
So, you know, ultimately I had to agree. So I am playing a part, but that was not my way to resolve our issues, you know, a big thing for us, like, you know, it's interesting. We talked about like religious beliefs because that was kind of a big reason why, like for her, like she was kind of out. I would describe it like this: at the beginning of our marriage, like the essence of who she was, you know, wanted Christian things, Christian marriage, you know, married a Christian boy. And at the end of, you know, near the end of the marriage, her essence changed. You know, she realized she was no longer held the same religious beliefs. You know, and didn't believe in marriage, and nothing was the same. Everything is being rewired in her, you know. She's like trying to figure things out. And but she was married legally, binded to this, you know, religious Christian boy. So she felt suffocated and trapped. So the only way for her to like breathe and get to the surface was, you know, to like go our separate ways.
Yeah.
You know, so that's, you know, like for me, my choice would not have been divorce. It would have been like, hey, let's do more couples therapy, or like figure it out. Let's work on it. You know, like I'm here till the end. And I realized like it's a choice, you know, with you and your wife, like it's a choice every day. It's like, am I going to choose to work on it, you know, or you could choose not to.
I will say this though, you know, in my opinion, other people might disagree. It's like religious differences aren't reconcilable because it's not just this thing that you have on the side. It's your moral compass. It's how you live and die by, right? Yeah. So, these households, it has worked, right? But there's always that little disconnect. And I've seen it in their parents all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's not ideal. I would have not preferred it.
Yeah. And then also too, having kids too, it's like you want to instill these similar values into your children, but then you have two different entities that are vying for two different ideals. So it makes it very, very difficult. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I haven't seen it work out as well as other people think it does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Difficult.
So when I always tell people with religion, it's like, have your religious stuff however you want, right? But consistency is always going to be important. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for me anyways, right? Because my thing is too, when people go and they do terrible, evil things, and they go, and the next thing you see this Bible verse on their fucking profile, it's like, you don't have to put that Bible verse on there, dude. You don't have to, right? Like for you might put it up there because you're used for the public perception of you're a better person, in your community. But, if God is an all-knowing being, he knows that you're the biggest piece of shit. Yeah. And when you go up to those pearly gates, God's going to whip his dick out and push that chess piece all the way in front of your face. And it's going to be a fucking queen with her finger out like this, then you're going to go straight to hell. If that's really your religion, if you think that this omnipotent being knows you in and out, he knows your heart, and it's pure evil, what the rest of the world thinks about you doesn't fucking matter. Because God knows all. Yeah. So that's why sometimes when I see these girls, right? They're spreading
thirst traps with like a Bible
with
verse?
their fucking butthole, just like that. Which, look, me no complain. All right? Me like you, me see.
The delegation approves.
You know what I'm saying? I got those hard R eyes up there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, for those who are new listening, that is not the N-word hard R. It's something way nicer. It's retard. Oh. So I know I shouldn't say the word. I only found this out like 5 years ago that it was offensive.
Really?
Yeah, I actually didn't know.
No way.
Well, it's because like you're around comedians all the time, so you don't. You're so like unattached from like society.
Yeah.
So
you gotta say disabled now.
Yeah. So when I said I said letard. I'll say it in French.
Yeah.
Right. So I said letard, and then somebody in the comments was like, "Hey, that's super disrespectful. That's very like not PC." I was like, "Oh, I thought that was the PC word." Right. So I was like, what's the, so I switched it up. Right.
Yeah.
And I said mentally challenged, and they're like, dude, you can't say mentally challenged. I'm like, then what the fuck is it?
Yeah.
And so I just kept fucking up. So the fucking goalpost kept moving.
Yeah.
So it's not mentally challenged anymore. It's like learning disability or something.
Oh, really?
Or something else. Like somebody could write it in the comments, but
yeah.
I didn't know that, but now on the internet, people are joking more about things. So it's becoming a little more like, it's a joke, relax. Yeah. I'm not saying I use it frequently. I'm trying to be funny on this podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But listen, it's still kind of a funny word to me.
Yeah, it is.
I grew up in a different time.
Dude, me too. Yo, speaking of like language, I mean, I was hanging out with these like middle school kids, and I thought they would just be like the most PC police type kids.
No, they're not.
No, they're just like, you're gay.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I mean, that's funny, but I thought you would like police me, you know? Like,
this is what I'm saying.
It's the pendulum swing, bro.
It's the pendulum swing.
Totally. Because we're tired of like the liberal scream girls, you know, who are like talking about nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Them, she, her, and I'm a person. Ah!
Yeah, exactly, bro.
That's my favorite.
Dude, it's such a joke. It's so
sometimes I want to come up to that girl, just give her a hug. It's like, hey man, you're good, dude.
I know.
Like you're fine.
Honestly,
you know what I mean?
she does need a hug.
Yeah, like you're okay, you're good. You're like, nobody cares about you that much, you fucking loser. Like relax. When I see that, and this is not just that, I'm not talking about that as a topic per se, but anybody who feels like they have to behave like that to gain attention and feel important, there's something else with you.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you need a fucking hug, man. Like,
Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by Fume. Cold turkey may be great on sandwiches, but there's a better way to break your bad habits. We're not talking about some weird mind voodoo from your crazy neighbor. We're talking about our sponsor, Fume. And they look at the problem in a different way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavored air device that does just that. So you get it. Instead of bad, Fume is good. It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. And what I like about Fume is that it's super easy for me to fidget with because your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and it's designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety, which is what I need when I'm stuck in traffic in LA in my car. So I always have my Fume air device with me in the car because it helps me with my anxiety as I click, and I move that thing around. It's super dope, man. I actually like it a lot. You guys should Hop on this because it's going to help you out, my friends. Start the holidays off right with the good habit by going to tryfume.com/genius and getting the journey pack today. Fume is giving listeners of the show 10% off when they use my code GENIUS to help make starting the good habit that much easier. Start the good habit at tryfume.com/genius and save 10% off the journey pack today.
The thing is that people don't realize nobody gives a fuck about you. Literally nobody cares about you. They care about you in the moment because you're a topic to talk about. But after that, nobody gives a fuck. They literally could give a fuck. Logan Paul recorded a dead Japanese man in a fucking forest, and he has $1 billion company now, and nobody cares. Yeah. Nobody fucking cares. Everybody is a moral derelict, dude. And you guys always pretend that you're better, and you're not. You know what I'm saying? So just keep it a fucking buck. When I was in Hawaii, dude, there was these 2 young Hawaiian girls calling each other the F word, dude, the hard F. Dude, and I was shocked because they were younger. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what's the hard F?
Huh? You don't know the hard F? Hey, Pete, say it.
Oh, okay. Just tell me later. Wait, what?
It sounds like forgot, but
yeah.
What? Yeah, that's the hard F.
Oh shit! To each other?
To each other as a joking. They're joking around, and I was shocked. I'm like, whoa, dude, this is like when I was a kid.
Yo. Yeah. Oh, see, it's not even in my lexicon anymore. I was like, what word are you talking about, fucker?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's some different shit.
It's a hard F and a hard R.
Yeah, it's a hard F, letard, and forgot.
Yeah, I see.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So they're throwing these words around in jest. They're not actually hurting people.
Yeah,
they're not trying to hurt. They're just,
it's
joking
like
with
irony.
friends.
Yeah.
But these kids too, they'll do this, but online, they'll shit on somebody else for saying it.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I know for a fact. I know that's what they're doing because they're scared of public perception.
Yeah.
But once people just start being honest with their shittiness, it'll all sort itself out.
For sure.
Right? 100%. I don't defend any of this type of stuff. I'm just saying that this is how I grew up. Right? I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But back in the day,
we're grown now.
Yeah, we used to just bow, 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 bow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wore pink. What's up, F word?
Yeah.
I didn't know you like penis.
Yep.
And then we would laugh, and then we go to a gay bar.
Yeah.
Life was crazy because in Sacramento, the gay bars were the best.
Yeah.
They had the cheapest drinks, and the bartenders were the shit.
Nice.
And they knew. They knew what's up. They would call me the F word all the time.
Great.
And then we would fuck.
Nice. I love that.
But when for you, like it's always interesting to watch somebody who went through a divorce and see what the aftermath is, right? Because I know for you, it was hard, right? Because you had this perception of what your marriage was supposed to be like. And it didn't turn out that way. Do you see it now as something that was supposed to happen that was better for you, or do you wish you could have changed something?
Well, I mean, it happened a year ago, so it's been a long year of just self-discovery, healing, just gaining my confidence back, all that. I think.
Why did it wreck your confidence?
Well, a big thing during the marriage, I needed her to support me, and in her own words, she said I was a terrible supporter. After everything was done, and because I just needed her to be in my corner, cheering me on.
For sure, wife.
But if I had a show or something, I told her, be like, hey, I would love for you to be here. I really need you there. It would be really nice. Please be there. And 8 times out of 10. She wouldn't, for whatever reason.
She just didn't believe in you, or?
I think it was just she was going through her own shit, but it's maybe it was hard for her to believe. Maybe she was just didn't expect the lifestyle to be like this. Maybe it wasn't what she expected. She just didn't like the fact that I don't know. I was also as an artist, you have a lot of insecurities. You have a lot of things you're not sure of. You know?
For sure.
Especially in the music industry. And for her, I'm sure it was unattractive. I think about it sometimes. I'm like, man, maybe I became this very unattractive person because I was so lost in the sauce. Maybe because it was I wasn't sure what was going on in my own career, and then I'm not getting the kind of support, that I would have hoped from my spouse, and it's this it creates this whole cycle.
Yeah, negative cycle.
You're
not getting support anywhere. You're not getting
and then I become less of a, man, maybe I'm losing some of my masculine edge, maybe I think about it sometimes because I'm like, man, I stopped, being sure of myself, making decisions, I was just so unsure of everything, and it wasn't just the music. It was what's happening in the marriage. I'm losing myself, and I'm scared if I'll offend somebody, it just I became a shell of myself, Do I hate that it happened? Yes, but I think I'm on a journey right now to, love myself better, and love how I'm made. Sounds corny, but that's really what it is.
I mean, what it does, I'll tell you this, man. It doesn't sound corny, man. It sounds gay.
That's right.
I'm kidding. Those are the good days.
Good old days.
Those are the good old bad days, man. Yeah, bigotry. But for you, like I mean, I would say from my perspective, I always look at things as not like, oh, this was supposed to happen for a reason. I think it's better for you.
I think so.
I think it's 1,000% better.
I feel like
for
the
you.
person you see now, I like this version better.
Yeah, you seem a little more open. You seem a little more honest and a little more carefree.
Yeah,
you used to like tiptoe around words a lot, right?
Yeah,
It was probably
I
the
know.
most frustrating thing about you is like you're tiptoey. You're Mr. Tiptoe guy. And now you're a little more open and honest, but you still have your wits about you. You're still really kind. So I think that makes it also easier for people to connect with you as a person.
Yeah.
For your parents growing up that you told me like they didn't really emote. Well, the problem with people who don't emote, you also don't get to connect with people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
1,000%.
When you show your emotions, whether it's flaws or good things or bad things, that is like the key to connecting with somebody.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't understand that. Like they'll say, I'm a good person, right? I don't fuck you over, blah, 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 whatever, whatnot. How come we're not that close? Because I don't know you.
Yeah.
I don't know what's good about you. I don't know what's bad about you. You just exist.
Yeah.
And most people don't want somebody around who just exists because I could just sit here and talk to this fucking plant behind me.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you talk to somebody, let's say I've known you for years, right?
Yeah.
But I only tell you everything about myself, how I feel, what I'm thinking about, but you don't give me any of that back.
Yeah.
In your mind, not for you personally, but in your mind, you might think, oh, I'm a good person because I listen to everything. How come we're not close? Well, it's because I don't know anything about you.
There's no pathway for connection.
Yeah.
When you're not able
just
to
this,
express those.
constantly going this way.
Exactly. Yeah.
So for you, like this is probably, not even probably, I say it was probably the best thing that could happen for you because I think like it shows in your music, it shows what you're doing, it shows what all this other stuff that you thought that you probably wanted to do that you couldn't do because you had this dedication to this old person who you were.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly it, bro. It's so poignant.
Yeah. So it's like I'm this guy. This is who James is. This is who James is. I want this, but then if this is James here, he can't have this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not saying you could have your cake and eat it too, but there are things in this world that are inherently that I feel like there's like a checklist of things that you have to do.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it on your deathbed and you go back and you say, I wish I would have done this, that is going to be the worst thought you have before you die.
Yeah, for sure.
I could have done this, but instead I chose to do this.
Yeah.
And I just never, ever want to feel like that. And I think for you, you're kind of at that point.
Yeah, man. Like all the songs that I wrote after the divorce, I have like a whole album full, and I'm going to release them throughout like this year and next. It's like the most raw, honest I've ever been. And I've shown so many of my friends, I'll show it to you later too. Like the common feedback I'm getting is, oh, this feels like the James that I know in real life. And you're just merging the two.
Yeah.
To like, and now it resonates within me because it's very honest.
Yeah, like you're just an extension of yourself, right?
Yeah.
And that's what people want to feel. It may not be the full version of you, but if it comes from an honest place, people will always feel that stuff. They always feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I think like that's the route that you should go to. I mean, if anything else, before we sign off on this podcast for you, what was the inspiration behind Bon Appetit? Because before this podcast ends, I'm gonna have you plug this. And it's gonna be the front of the video.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration behind Bon Appetit?
Yeah, so Bon Appetit and Loverboy, those are the two singles that I came out with first from the album. I just wanted to make a song where I wanted to like perform on a big stage. Like I wanted one of those like opener set songs where I could just like come out and rage. So I just wanted to create something like that. And I just had all this like anger within me, like not only from the divorce, but also like just my frustrations that I had being who I am in Atlanta, my frustrations with music and the industry and entertainment at large. There were just a lot of things within me that I was like, man, shit's fucked.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get it out, put it on wax and just express myself in a new way, because I mean, that's not even the most cursing per capita I have, but language is so interesting in that way. Cause for me, like I didn't grow up with these like restrictions on language, for me, it's just like one pathway of expression, so I'm like, okay, well, this is how I feel. And this is true. It just is. There's nothing, when you say fuck, there's a certain thing that resonates, you know? Like
people know they listen. Sometimes I listen to my own podcast. I'm like, dude, you curse a lot, man. It's like, dude, relax, David. What the fuck? But I love it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a nice little zinger. Yeah, I get it, man. It's, you know, even with the cursing, like, have you seen this like YouTube video where I think people in like an ice bath and a control group was like one group had to sit and they weren't allowed to like say anything or no curse words. I think they just had to sit there and they timed them, and then they timed the group where they could curse and speak and do all these things. Which group like stayed in the ice water longer? It was the one that was cursing.
100%, dude. Sometimes the devil inside you helps.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? It might be temporary, but sometimes it helps, dude.
Yeah.
I used to get in trouble so much for cursing, and I just told people straight up, like, listen, dude, it's either I curse or I sock you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
You got to give me one or the other.
Yeah,
like, I need an outlet. Like I need to express myself in a certain way. And my mom was funny too, because she never cursed in English, but dude, she cursed in Korean like a motherfucker. But she would hear me curse in English. Yeah. Like I remember I was going to the store. I had to run my parents' business on the weekends as a kid with them, and we were opening the door, and the door opened, and it slammed on my fingers, and I said, shit. And then my mom only heard the curse word, but she didn't know why I said it. Yeah. But so she immediately started whooping my ass.
Oh my God.
She was like, shit! 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 Just scream shit! And then all of a sudden unloaded like a fucking 14-piece combo on me. Ooh. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I was like, dude, I smashed my fingers and I'm getting my ass beat.
Oh my God.
So afterwards, I asked her, and I asked my mom recently why she did that. I was like, why did you beat me up that night? She goes, I thought you were cursing at me because you were mad that you had to come work with me.
What? Like, oh my God.
This woman has zero impulse control, dude.
Yo.
So she just unloaded on my ass because she thought I was cursing at her. I was like, that's why you beat the shit out of me?
Oh my goodness.
For a long time, I didn't understand why that happened. I was like, what the fuck? Like I got and you know, when you're a kid, I was like, dude, life sucks.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But then at the time I couldn't speak Korean.
Damn.
So I didn't even know how to communicate it to her. So I was like, I don't even know how to say this. Yeah. So, because my Korean was so bad.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I learned Korean later in life was so I could curse my parents out. So it was
You're a menace. I love it.
Every day I would watch Korean TV shows, and I would just like study all the time, go out to K-Town at restaurants only speaking Korean. And then after a year,
perfect the craft.
Like a year or so, I was talking to my mom on the phone. And this is when I just started talking to her on the phone. She was like, when did you learn how to speak Korean? I was like, I got a few things I want to tell you. I went in, dude. I went in on her. I went in on her and my dad. And then they were just like, because they used to always say this phrase that used to piss me off. It was, you don't know what I'm saying because I'm saying it in Korean. And it's like, oh, okay. I do know.
Now you know.
You know. And then I just started going off on them. And they're just like, holy shit. I don't even think they registered that I was going off on them because they were so surprised I could speak Korean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were proud but angry at the same time. Yeah. So it was one of those things that was very good for us, right? And those, you know, for you, these weird like traumatic moments help for growth.
Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, like the reason why I created like the music videos and the songs for Bon Appetit and Loverboy was because I felt like after the divorce, it was like the end of an era, like for me, of like not only like not giving a fuck, but it's just loving how I'm built and who I am. You know, I felt like I've spent so many years just trying to be that people pleaser. You know, I call myself an ex-people pleaser because I just wanted to please everybody, you know, my former spouse, you know, people in the industry, religious Christians, you know, all these type of people, my former audience. And I wasn't asking myself, you know, like, what is it that I like, you know? So it kind of marks the start of just me creating stuff that I like. And if people don't like it, you know, that's too bad, you know? Even the videos that I invested all the money into, it makes no sense. The return on investment, ROI, is going to be trash.
Yeah.
But for me, kind of like what you did, you know, you were mentioning about like Secret Society. I'm doing it for myself. I spent thousands. I spent 15K each video, 15K plus, you know, that's a lot for me, you know.
No, that's a lot for anybody, dude.
Yeah. Like I saved up, right now. I saved up my money and I worked with people that I've been wanting to work with and just created the best of my ability. And I love it. I'm excited for the videos to come out. And like, I just did it for myself as like a hard reset, you know, just to have it for like the art value is that I created it and I like it. That's it.
And that's very important too. And you know, you don't know what the general return is going to be. Obviously, like monetarily, it probably won't work out, right? And how it always is for any new artist, right? But at the end of the day, for you, if it fulfills the need for you as an artist, then it's gonna be very frugivorous. Is the word, right? Damn, I use fucking
Forgiverous. That's a tight word,
Hey,
man.
I'm fucking in college, baby. Even though I dropped out, it's all good. I had hell
Scholar.
units. But, that in turn will grow into something else, right? Because as an artist, you kind of need to feed that side. If you don't feed that side, then it goes dead.
Yeah.
I say for you, before we ever sign off, my biggest advice for you, I think like your thing that you're going to need to do the most for anybody who's really putting their effort in is that you got to promote yourself like there's no fucking tomorrow. That is the hardest thing for most artists to do because they feel corny.
Yeah.
They feel like they're begging. They
Why
feel
do you know
corny.
me so well.
Because I know the artist type.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to promote yourself like you are the best in the world. And I say this is the advice from the hard R side, right?
I'm listening.
You gotta go hard R, dude. I want to see that, like Team Rocket from Pokemon.
Okay,
dude.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Let me show you more white in my eyes.
You need to go full blast and promote your stuff like it's something that everybody's supposed to listen to. If you don't do that, nobody's gonna do it for you.
It's true.
Right? And think about it like this. And I always tell young people who always ask this, what if only 1,000 people watch it? That was 1,000 people that weren't watching it before. That 1,000 will become 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. If your product is good, right? It's going to speak for itself. Cream always rises to the top.
Yeah.
And I've seen it time and time again. But if you're not promoting yourself and doing it like you're a rock star now before you become a rock star, nothing's going to happen. It won't.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you're a reflection of your art. If you don't show that, people aren't going to believe it.
Yeah.
If you're not posting photos and posting videos like you've already made it, then you're pretty much done already.
Yeah.
People want to see that. They want to see the life that they also want to live in you. So you're going to have to go fucking
I've changed that a little bit. Like even the like
I know, dude, you look like a sketchbook now. Look at all these tattoos.
I know, bro. Like I just acknowledged, I think like especially after the divorce, I was like, damn, I didn't work on image. I didn't put as much emphasis on image as I should have, or like this perception of like, I don't know, man, just creating some sort of persona or like having some level of success or excitement about my own life and stuff. I resonate with that, man. Like that helps. That's why I, care about fashion. I love it, but I'm putting extra effort. Like I've been on my CrossFit journey, making sure I'm a hard body.
Yeah.
Making sure I work on everything.
Hey, that's that single life too, man.
Yeah, that too.
You got to be presentable, dude.
Yeah, at all times.
At all times, man.
I know.
Single life is rough, man. Like I only say
You
this.
gotta peacock your feathers up
Dude,
all the time.
It's just I'm so glad I'm married now because I just literally don't care. Like I don't care. I'm not saying that when a set of cakes walk by, I'm not gonna walk into the bakery. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking, but I'm window shopping though. I'm only window shopping.
Only window shopping.
I'm like, damn, look at that ass. And that's it.
Yeah.
Because I'm still a man.
Yeah.
But I don't have this pressure of like feeling like at any moment like the baddest bitch could walk by or my opportunity could walk by and I got to present myself the best.
It's tiresome, bro. I don't know if like
Married,
going into the dating world, like having been monogamous for 5 years, and this was like before dating apps were really a thing. It's a strange world out there for me.
Oh, it is very weird,
because I know how to love a woman. I know how to, like I know how to do all that, and then I see how people are dating and roster dating and shit like that. I'm like, what does that mean?
I don't even know.
See, this is lingo we don't even know. I didn't know about it until, like this past year where people are like describing these ways, and they're like terms of like talking, stage, and date. I was like, isn't it just dating?
Well, that's because those guys are fucking losers. That's why. I'm sorry. like the person that overthinks those situations are usually the ones that aren't really getting anybody, right?
Yeah.
Most people want to feel comfortable. They want to feel like they could be themselves. Yeah. And like if you have to put on a show, it's going to be exhausting, man. Fuck all that shit, dude. Go out there talking shit, get rejected 1,000,000 times, and feel that fresh puss, dude. Fresh, brand new pussy, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like, but I bet you it's fantastic, man.
No, we don't kiss and tell out here.
Oh, that's right, dude. Hey, that's his Christian side, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but God knows about that fresh pussy. I understand. Praise the Lord. He made it. He knows what's up.
Yeah. That's
Pete,
crazy.
what are we at time-wise? Wow, that went by fucking fast.
Wow, that was very fast.
Well, guys, that wraps up this episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. All your socials, all the stuff that you want to promote, say it now.
All right, so follow me on all socials, Uzuhan Music. I got a new music video coming out for Loverboy, and go check out Bon Appetit. It's a great music video, specifically for Loverboy. How I say it is, it's the antidote to the red pill. And if you watch it, you'll know what I mean. So go check it out.
All right, now I want you to do that promo like you fucking care, okay? That shit was low level as shit.
Okay, all right,
Put some
shit.
energy in that shit.
All
God
right,
damn it.
I'll
I
do
know
it
your
again.
parents didn't show you emotion.
Okay.
But we're going to redo that, and I'm going to keep this shitty take in. Here we go.
Okay.
Promote
Okay.
yourself one more time.
Okay, I'll do it again. Okay. So follow me on all socials, Uzuhan Music. I got 2 music videos out, Loverboy and Bon Appetit. Loverboy, I'm really excited for it because it's like the antidote to the red pill. Go watch it. You'll see what I mean. I hope you enjoy the videos.
You don't hope, you're going to enjoy that shit. It's probably the best shit that you've ever heard in your life. Listen, I love this guy's music. It's fantastic. I was listening to it on the way here. It's gotten progressively better over time. I've seen your albums get better and better and better in terms of vision, sound, and vibe. It's getting there. It's going this way. So keep growing, watch his shit, and if you miss it out now, then you weren't there from the beginning, so go fuck yourself. Genius Brain every Sundays at 12 p.m. Also, Secret Society, SCRTSOCIETY.com. Check it out. Fall line is out. Also, if you want to go on the Junbi hype, you know Junbi is franchising everywhere, baby, and all of our franchisees are mucho happy. So if you want to be a part of the family, come check us out. Go check out the Junbi links. Go to jumbishop.com and you can get franchising information there. If you want to be a part of the family, if you want to be cool, then yeah, do it. So see y'all next time. Bye. I don't care.
Bye.